Angelic Empress. Wanted to share with you my self-love journey. It's been a while since I've talked about my self-love journey videos and just felt led to share this with you tonight. It's a lot that I would like to chat about. It's been going on and I've been seeing signs and along the airwaves about this topic. People are boldly opening up and expressing about themselves, which I commend on a YouTube channel to whoever's talking about this topic. They are definitely ambassadors for the Most High, and so am I. And I can't rest until I get this off my chest, out of my mind, out of my soul, out of my spirit. It's actually healing me. This is my healing channel. Everything I share is from my experience and just what I've been going through within my lifetime, and hopefully things that I share on my channel, how I express myself through my content, will be a healing message to anyone who come across my video that needs to hear this word, that needs to be uplifted, to have some hope in their life or see the light at the end of their tunnel. I hope that my experiences and my messages is worth healing to their souls or to individuals who need to hear this. I'm going to go ahead and light some incense. This is myrrh and frankincense. This is a good incense to burn and to spread positive energy and light and love surrounding you, surrounding me. So whoever's viewing my video, it is a timeless video. Whoever comes across and is listening, this message is for you or meant for you at the time. I ask that everyone take which serves you and what doesn't serve you or is meant for you to hear, leave it. But if anything I say you can relate, let it resonate. This is strong, but I need this positive, strong incense to burn tonight, because what I have is pretty strong and heavy to chat about. So I'll let that burn. Definitely grab some fruit and some wine. I'm gonna need it tonight. It's a red sangria. And if I get dry or a little hungry, got my little peach here, or nectarine. So yeah, it's about what I'm about to share with you. It's in regards to just me being the underdog, me feeling like I was always different when I came into this world. When I came into this world, I looked different from day one. From day one I was born. Stories that I've heard about me when I was a baby, it was just unbelievable. I literally didn't look like a African American baby. I actually was born and almost was mistaken as a another race, another baby, Asian baby at that. And it was just unique how your soul just comes together, you know, just how God made you or makes you when you're born here in this world. And I had the chinky eyes, my hair was like straight down in my face. I couldn't believe that was me when I eventually looked at my baby picture. But yeah, you know, God just makes you uniquely and beautifully made, you know, in His image. You know, it says that in the Word, that He makes you different. So from day one, you know, just being here, being raised and, you know, a loving family of different backgrounds, you know, of Caribbean and American, of Southern, of just so many races that I can name. I'm so universal. My culture, my background, my ethnic, just culture, my race is so universal. I can always chat about that in another video, but you know, just, you know, being raised in a spiritual background, to have, you know, just the spiritual beliefs, it was hard, you know, it was really hard, you know, just being religious. I don't call myself that. I definitely call myself a spiritual being, but just the religious factors, you know, you had to abide and, you know, just go by. When being young, it was so strict, you know, and I just really, as growing up, I just saw a lot of things that was really, really unexplainable, kind of unfair, and, you know, I always just was like, I felt like I was always the eyeball, you know, growing up in my family, and things change, you know, as you get older, things change. When you're a young girl, you're so innocent, and as you get older and you start to see things, or, you know, the spirit realm, or spirit, or, you know, God, you know, when you find him at a young age, he works with you, you know what I mean? He works with you at a young age, and he shows you things that sometimes is undescribable to explain or to see. And just growing up, I had a lot of supernatural things that occurred with me, that happened to me, and I just was always wondering what was going on. I couldn't express it to anybody because I didn't want to seem crazy. I didn't want to seem like I, you know, had to be seen somewhere, you know, with a psychologist or psychiatrist. So I kept a lot to myself. I did always journaling and writing. That helped me throughout my childhood years. Expressing how I felt, my feelings. I was always very artistic and creative. Drawing and doodling. Art always took me in another realm. When I wanted to get away, so always reading, singing songs, just being in a growing up in a religious background, in the church. That was also kind of relief, you know, to get away or drift away from things that, you know, just was occurring in my childhood life. I had some bittersweet moments in my childhood life growing up, and then just being the oldest, you know, you pretty much, you gotta roll with the punches, being the oldest in your family, you know, out of your siblings, and just a lot of things that was really, really unfair or just unruly sometimes. I always wondered, you know, as being a child, you know, why me? You know, things that occurred when you went through, you know, disagreements with your parents, or you saw dysfunctional things, and then sometimes, you know, as being a child, you're more carefree, so you speak your mind, or you speak what you see, and, you know, when things were unruly done to you for just speaking the truth, or just seeing the facts, or seeing the cloth unveiled from, you know, people, you know, that you trust, you grew up with, family or friends, you know, things that are done to you that was hard to express or describe from family or friend, you know, members, and it was just a lot. It was a lot, and I always asked myself, do I belong here? Why me? Sometimes I felt like I didn't belong, you know, in this world or with my family. I think every child goes through that question. Are you really my parents? You know, my kids asked me that too a long time ago. Growing up, each and every one of them be like, are you really my mom? But, you know, just things that, you know, as a kid you question, you ask, and then growing up you start to see the truth in people and things and places. And then, you know, if God is working with you at a young age, the spirit realm is really working with you, and, you know, you're also connecting with the spirit realm, because as a young child you're more carefree and expressive. You have no conscience, so you just speak whatever is on your mind or out of your heart, or you think of whatever you can, or you act or play, or you just perform in a carefree state or carefree way. So you're more acceptive of receiving, you know, what the universe is showing you, or just what people are showing you. And I just always question myself, either why me, or do I belong here, or why is this happening to me, what's going on. You know, just growing up in my family setting, I had a lot of pros and cons of things that occurred with me. Like I said, a lot of supernatural things happened to me during my childhood years, and it was just very undescribable, really hard to explain. But as a young child, I knew that I was special. You know, as a young child, I knew that, you know, just growing up, that I was different. I just felt it. Like I said, I always stood out from the crowd. I was an eyeball. I never liked following nobody but myself. I marched and walked to my own beat, my own drums. Sometimes that got me in trouble because I just, you know, stood to myself, you know, and people just flocked to me. You know what I mean? I just was my own person, you know, and I kind of, you know, as a young child, I just let my heart guide me throughout my high school years, and just throughout my life. I let my heart guide me to where I belong, and to, you know, just run away from, you know, just bittersweet things that I've experienced. I'm just happy that I was raised in that background, that spiritual setting, because it really just condemned me, you know, when I stepped out from, you know, just things I wasn't supposed to do. I wasn't perfect. I definitely have flaws, and trust me, when I stepped out of my calling, or just at a young age, because I was always wondering what my calling was, but when I just did something wrong, I was condemned so severely. I just felt it, and just was always just repenting, and it was just very strict back in the day, you know. And I just got myself involved in a lot of, you know, positive things in high school, you know, being that leader or peacemaker, or just getting involved in groups. I was always involved in a lot of dance groups, and I was involved in a unity group that was spiritual, and I actually won an award for being a peacemaker in my school back in the day. To international groups I was involved in, you know, just a lot of things that I felt that I wanted to learn, and that would excel me as an individual. The peer pressure that you go through in high school, you know, of being conditioned pretty much after high school, go to college, and then take it from there. And I just, you know, was following what everybody else wanted me to be or wanted to become. I wasn't really following what I wanted, you know, and what was really inside me. I always had that, like I said, that art. I was always involved in art, and that always just had my heart pumping and just butterflies going in the artistry of art. And what I went for college for wasn't what I really had my heart set on to do, so I just left from there and pursued art. I eventually pursued art and got my associate's degree, and hopefully this, my degree I have I'm incorporating this in what I'm doing today. So just being the person that is the eyeball, the person that stands out, the person that stands out from the family, just getting back to that, feeling like the black sheep, of your family, how pros and cons of feeling like the black sheep of your family, it's just an undescribable feeling, so I'm going to try to describe it the best I can. I have some written down here. I will go over the cons and then go over the pros of just things that I've experienced. And like I said, I'm not ashamed to express this. I'm sure a lot of people, older generation, have experienced this. This is definitely like it's like an ancestry, family generation that's gone on before, I was born, or before whoever else feels this way about feeling like an outsider or feeling like the black sheep of your family. This is definitely like a generational lineage system, conditioned system that's been going on before we were born. But like I said, things happen to people for a reason. What I'm going through happened to me for a reason. It happened to me for me to become who I am right now. It's happened to me for me to be sharing this message to everyone right now, to be the underdog, to be that white underdog that's turned into this wolf of light. I feel that's my spirit animal, the white wolf. I've actually seen it. So, yeah. I'm telling you, it's just a lot of supernatural things that occur to me. This is not staged. This is not for show. This is literally serious things that has happened to me in a spiritual sense. When you feel like the black sheep of the family, as in cons, you feel misunderstood. Things you can't explain or describe. When you try to explain, just people don't understand you. When you're trying to express, you get kind of shut down, or you end up shutting down verbally, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, because people just don't understand where you're coming from when you're talking, when you're expressing yourself, or just the way you act, just who you are, and people look at you and just be like, you're weird, or you're just different, or just how you've been treated, like you kind of feel like you're by yourself or you're unloved. Even though you're in a house full of people, you still feel like something's missing about yourself. You still feel like you're singled out, or you still feel like just something's missing, like you should be somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like you don't belong where you are. So that's another sign. When you're feeling unloved and unruly treated, it's just really hard to get that equally from somebody if they're not giving it to you correctly. And that could be from family, friends, definitely close people, that you trust and look up to. Feeling misjudged. Again, that goes with feeling misunderstood. When you're expressing yourself, or you're just trying to get your point across, or you just see things that occur to someone else that didn't occur, fairly to you, or something that occurred to you more severe than it occurred to someone else in your family. That's kind of unruly. When you're talked to and being misused verbally, that can go for emotional from emotional state as well as from a physical state. That affects you. That affects you deeply and severely when you're being misused in that way. Whether it came from discipline, whether it came from just how people talk to you, and just following, just rules to how you're just raised in your household or just around the neighborhood. Back in the day, it was really strict during my times, and you pretty much didn't have a say so. It was like, do as I say, not as I do, pretty much. And if you was to speak up, you'd be definitely put in your place. But as time went on, generations grew, and my family grew, or just that goes for anybody else. Just things that occurred that was so severe to the firstborn. That didn't really severely occur to others. That goes for your siblings as well. It's kind of unfair. What I mean? And that made you felt very not valued or felt alone, because just things that people got away with, in your family, whether that was with your parents that you saw that things they did that got away with, that either one parent was treated unruly, unfair, and one of them got away with everything. And if you was to stand up or speak your mind for whoever you love, which you love both, but sometimes you was pushed in a corner to pick a side, and I always stood in my right and stood for justice, and I always saw the truth and just saw what was revealed. I saw the truth in things, and through people. I saw the darkness, and I felt like I was a light being. I am a light being, but as I was younger, I definitely was a light that spread on people, or shine on people's flaws, that shine on people's darkness, and people didn't like that. So just being treated that you're not valued, and just being conditioned in that way of how you was talked to, just how you should be addressed, or you address others, as being a young female, to just how he's being raised. And then when you're raised around family, or not just family but close friends, a lot of things can occur with that too, that can be unruly or unfair. You can be misused verbally, physically, and mentally, emotionally. I know this may trigger people, but like I said, this took a lot out of me to talk about this. But I feel that when you speak it out and you speak up and not keep it inside, hidden and buried to your grave, but when you speak it out, I feel that you're speaking against those vampire energies, those negative entities that surround your family, that can be a curse or just around you individually. You start to shine a light on those dark energies, or just the energies that tries to haunt you and just destroy you. When you stand up and speak, it out, that is healing. You're healing, So I'm encouraging everyone to speak up and speak out. There's always help that you can go to. If you need help, like professional help, definitely go out there and get it, but the sooner and the better, for yourself, when you speak out what you've been holding in all those years. You know what I mean? That child that you've just experiences that you've seen during those times, you know, being young, and as an adult you still hold those in, then you know you're not healed. You know, when you speak those out and speak it into existence, to want to heal that part of you, you know, want to heal and to wipe clean, or wipe that slate clean. Your slate's already wiped clean with God, you know, with the Most High. But in the physical realm and the 3D realm with yourself on this earth, to heal from that, it is good to talk about it, to express, to boldly let people know, you know, that you've been through a lot of trauma and turmoil, and you know, turn that into your testimony, turn that into a story that can heal somebody else. So even, like I was saying before, if you've experienced physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental and emotional, and just spiritual abuse, that can happen in a family setting as well as with friend setting, like family, friends that's close with your family. And I've been through it all. Yeah, I've been through it all. And like I said, God sees and knows all. You probably wonder why I can smile so much and why I'm so joyful and happy, because God spared me to live to see through it all. And I'm healing as we speak. Every day I'm continuously working on myself and healing. And I feel that people need to hear this, need to hear my story. You know, need to hear my story of being a black sheep. You know, people don't look at you the same. They don't respond to you the same. They don't reach out to you the same. You definitely don't feel the love like you should. You could tell when it's fake from family and friends, or just from anybody. When you're the black sheep, you could just see through people. Like my little crystal here, my crystal that I keep by me, it's like you could just, your light shines through them like a prism. You could just see everything through anybody. You know, nobody can get anything past you, and that's just how I am. I can see through the BS from people. I see the truth. You know, nothing can get past me. You know, I have that intuition that I use, that insight. That's just how I am. You know, that's how God has made me. And those are the things that, you know, you just go through as being a black sheep. You know, you see the fakeness, you see the truth, and people just can't hide. You know, people can't hide. Now, like I said, I'm not perfect. I have flaws. I've made mistakes. But I'm dishing it to everybody, spilling the tea. That, yeah, this is, I went through a lot. You know, I went through a lot. I may have not expressed in detail everything I've gone through, but I'm just letting you know that it's a lot. It could be traumatizing. It could be definitely spellbounding, you know, entity bounding, you know, that's just been a chain, you know, in your life, from your family. Stuff you don't ask for, it occurs with you. So it's really up to you to, as being that black sheep, because we're given that title for a reason, from the spirit realm, or just how we feel. When people treat us a certain way, look at us a certain way, they just can't grasp or understand us. And then when we start talking about the spiritual realm and just supernatural things that occur with you, and they just don't understand, or it scares them away, yeah, that's definitely a special gift and talent that you have that you should embrace. You know, be yourself, be that weird person, be unique, in so many ways that God, you know, has made you to be. As in the pros, you, like I said, you get better spiritual awareness and understanding with the spiritual realm, with the 3D, with God. And he works with you in mysterious ways for you to, you know, get your point across or work with people. Just, you know, work through or work with you throughout your life. He makes ways out of no way for you to get through life, you know, like I said. And you definitely find strength in numbers, or you tried, when you continue to embrace that uniqueness in you, spiritually, you know what I mean? You definitely start to find self-love in you even more, because you have no choice but to be by yourself when you're a black sheep, when you're cast amongst others or away from others, you know, or you stray away because you don't feel like you're a part, you know what I mean? You definitely find self-love. You have no choice but to find yourself, love yourself, you know, even more, and just in depth. And that's good. That's good. You definitely realize who you are again in a higher sense from source. And you stand strong in that. You stand strong in that and continue to work on yourself, you know, and your worth. You know, you continue to just work on yourself and know your worth, with people, and just when you're going through situations. That's the time of being by yourself and being alone and quiet in your mind and quiet in your voice, to hear a higher calling, to hear that voice from the Most High, to see signs and synchronicities, to be able to have that relationship and communicate with the higher realms is definitely so intimate and sacred, and powerful, that it just doesn't compare to no other relationship. You know, when you're a black sheep, or when you're just by yourself, working on yourself, you know, trying to find yourself and find out where you belong and who you belong to. That doesn't matter. The only person that you eventually need to focus on, who you belong to, is to yourself, and as well as to the Most High. He will deal with you and work with you in magnificent and mysterious ways that no one will be able to express. You know, when things happen to you that are good, things happen to you that just out of nowhere, just things happen to you at the last minute or the nick of time, when you're going through a struggle. Because you just face it, struggle is real. So when you're going through things and you want to depend on people, and people let you down, whether it's friends or family, and God just makes a way out of no way for you, best better believe that you are favored by God. You're favored by the Most High, and not by no man. Another thing that you, as a pro, that you find within yourself as being a black sheep of the family, or just feeling like you're the black sheep, or the eyeball, I'm sure there's other names for you, or for it, you find peace. You find peace and contentment within yourself. So, mind the alarm outside if you heard that. Sorry about that. But again, you find peace and contentment just within yourself, you know, and that's peace that passes all understanding. That's peace that no one can take from you. You know, the peace is so important to have, and so important to just dwell on, because that's how you grow. You know, when you're by yourself, you're learning yourself as an individual, and you're learning your peace, and just being independent and self-sufficient for yourself. You know, that forces you to depend on the Most High. That forces you to depend on others' energies, you know, like higher than yourself. That forces your faith. That forces your hope, you know, to believe in someone else or something else other than humans, other than this earthly place. And I do believe in spirits. I do believe in another world. I do believe in the spirit realm. It is real, people. Like I said, so many supernatural things has occurred to me, still occurring with me, and that I've seen back in the day. But I just know that I'm closely working with spiritual realms and with God, and you know, his angels is protecting and watching over me. I am his child, definitely highly favored, just spreading positive energy around me, highly favored. A lot of people that don't understand you, and if you're the black sheep, you know, a lot of people that don't understand you and don't want to understand you and make you feel like you're the outsider, or tries to put you in your place, or makes you feel like you don't deserve anything, or where you are and where you stand as in your position, or the title you have. It's really it shouldn't be focused on the titles. It should be focused on experiencing life experiences and growing from that, and developing from that, and sharing that, learning from that, not from just status and titles that makes you superior than anybody else. God's the only person that's superior. The Most High is the only person that's superior. So, like I said, I know that I am his child, and you know, I'm called to serve his purpose, to be an ambassador for him. And I am an ambassador for him by sharing my story of just everything that I've gone through. I know I was all over the place, and it was a lot for me to express. This was pretty much like a free flowing type of video. I didn't have everything in detail, or you know, just in process from my mind. I just let it flow, whatever I need to say. So I'm spreading light and love. Again, you know, if you feel that you are, you know, don't belong, trust me, I know how it feels. And I'm just encouraging you to continue to stand in your rights and stand and fight, to be that warrior and soldier that God's called you to be, the Most High has called you to be. Continue to follow your path, and continue to follow your love, or find love from him, and stay on that straight, narrow path that he's called you to be on. Or if you haven't found it, continue to pray and meditate and search and ask him to give you signs and to guide you, to hold your hand and guide you through the sand, you know, walking with you, picking you up, lifting you up. Continue to ask, you know, the Most High to just be there to show you the way. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions or need someone to talk to. Definitely freely express yourself in the comments below. Subscribe if you would like to see more of these videos. Like and share. Again, I am ambassador for him. I am a light worker for him. And I'm boldly and fearlessly going to express and stand for him. And this was a lot, like I said, that I expressed to you, and I just hope that this was an encouraging message for you to shine your light and your love. And again, when you find that this was just a little extra, I always encourage my children, you know, to stand out from the crowd and shine their light as well. And I just know that there's 3 things that I've learned being here on this earth. When people's on this earth, they're gonna like you for your talent. That's number one. And then you'll find people that's going to like you for you and not your talent. That's number two. When you find someone that likes you for your talent and also likes you for you, definitely those are the ones you keep close by. Those are your tribes and your soul family. So just wanted to leave that with you, and sip some wine. Expressing my light and love. All right, my warriors and soldiers, black sheeps, wherever you are, continue to stand and fight and shine your light. Take care. Peace.